Okay, so let's go for the what's new in SWOOD 2025. This year again, the Verificat team create a lot of new features, a lot of stunning enhancements of previous features. I'm going to cut to the point and directly show you the agenda of this presentation. So this presentation will be divided in three parts: the design, manufacturing, and automate. These three parts are where SWOOD is the most useful in the woodworking industry. So first, about the design side, we'll see some panel joint features enhancement, then edge band overlength, then we will see how to customize easily the SWOOD box, some user experience enhancement, the connector in the Libre installer, and some panel management enhancement. Then, for the manufacturing part, we will see some enhancement for the SWOOD cam tools, the entry and exit machining speed management, the 3D finishing enhancement, how to manage the flip in the nesting, and how to launch a nesting from a CSV. And to finish, we'll see the automate part, some general enhancements about the system report, and also a stunning way to share the data within the company. So first, about the design part. The first thing I want to show you is the panel joint feature enhancement. So as a reminder, in SWOOD 2025 we introduce a new way to manage the interference between two panels. So from this interference, you have the possibility to either create just a panel cut to trim the panel together, or create some tunnel and mortise of eye joint assembly. So from these features, now this year we create some enhancements, so mainly some user experience enhancements. So directly you just have to select two panels where there is an interference and press enter to, for example, here just a cut in miter cut. And as you can see, the first enhancement, we can see it's the interference highlight. So in yellow you can see very easily where you already cut the different panel, and compared to the interference detection you can have in SolidWorks. We also create some shortcut, a pin button to create a series of cut. Also you can see in the bottom of the command a panel joint history to just reselect a panel parameter you already done, and you can also link a cut to another one. So by this way you can create some smart frame, smart project, and save it in the library, or I don't know, if the customer wants a modification at the end, you just have to modify the features. Here, for example, change from miter cut to top overlay or side overlay, and automatically it will change the whole assembly. And we can imagine again to save this kind of frame in the library to easily change from, as said, miter cut to side overlay, etc. And it will be the same for the tunnel and mortise and eye joint features. So about the tunnel and mortise, we also add more option about the shape. So we create new shape. This new shape come from the boat and the vehicle fitting industry. So now you have three more shape about the dog bones and finger, oblong and curved, oblong and finger, and we also add an option, 9 pattern wool option, to just have multiple tunnel and mortise in the interference. It's quite the same pattern as you can find in the connector pattern. Then about the half joint, we introduce a new option. This new option is the notch fairing. It's the possibility to ease the assembly by cutting the angle, and set another angle, the one you want. Let's continue with the edge band overlength. So now it will be possible to manage it in the edgeband library or in the edgeband features in the design tree. So in the edgeband library, you will be able to set a standard edgeband overlength, or in the edgeband features in the design tree, you will be able to set or to customize the one you just insert, for example. And by this way, you will be able to just collect in the material report the right edgeband length you need. So here, for example, the edgeband length in the material report will be now the used edgeband plus the overlength. So by this way, the estimation of the total edgeband length you need at the end of the project will be the right one. Let's jump now to the SWOOD box easy customization. So here, for example, I'm going to just open a SWOOD box I download from the library installer. And from this library installer, I'm going to set up the parameter I'm used to use. Here, for example, change the top and bottom distance for these hinges. These are bloom hinges, for example. And here, again, by click on this button, SWOOD asks me if I want to set this value as default value. What does it mean? It means that the next time I'm going to use this SWOOD box, I just have to drag and drop this SWOOD box from the library, and automatically it will take this parameter. So you don't need to select all the parameter and set the initial value, etc. Automatically, this initial value will be set up very easily. And as you can see, just drag and drop and it takes in account my parameter. So now it will be very easy to customize the library about the SWOOD box library we provide and the one you can download, for example, from the library installer. We also have a batch of user experience enhancements. So the first one is the collapse in the library. So some of you ask us to add this button because you have sometimes a big library and it can be complicated to just collapse everything. So now, as SolidWorks, either by just click right and select collapse item, or by press C, you will be able to just collapse everything you want. And then we also, as every year, try to improve the performance of the software and to design quicker. Here, for example, we improve the copying PDM. We also improve the suppression states for the SWOOD box and layout features. We also improve texture management, and we also improve the generation of the system report file. Now we will see it at the end, but this report file will just take milliseconds to create. We also create a new tool. This new tool is the conditional feature. So by this way, in the library, for example, you will be able to select the variable, create some condition between minimum, maximum, etc. to easily find the item you want. For example, here the right material you want. And you will find this conditional feature in three main places. In the SWOOD design library, also in the panel manager, we'll see it just after, and also in the part form nesting list. To finish, we also improve the command manager for the SWOOD design and SWOOD cam. The main enhancement is we bring back the tool, so the SWOOD design tool, the library installer, and the performance analyzer. And we also bring back for the SWOOD cam, the cam copy, and the tool sequence. So to have access to this new SWOOD design and SWOOD cam toolbar, you can go to the setting and set up reset command manager, and automatically it will reset to the new one. Let's continue now with one of these tools, the library installer. As a reminder, in SWOOD 2021 we introduced the library installer. The library installer is the way to download some SWOOD box, some frame from the main hardware supplier in the world, Bloom, Ethic, Grass, Emuka, Affeler, etc. and directly download it in your library. So in the current library installer, you already have access to different SWOOD boxes. So the drawer, the hinges, the handle, the feet, lift systems, locks, suspension, door, shelf, back, and other, and more. And also have access to different frames, so some standard cabinet with different shape, with miter cut, with side or top overlay, with print or not, with back or not, with dividers or not. In the Library installer, you already have more than 150 frames. You also have access to the release note of the Library installer, either by flashing this QR code, or you also have access to directly from the Library installer. There is a button to have access to this release note. So do not hesitate to go in this page sometimes just to see if there is new updates. We try to update the Library installer every month at least. It's about every 2 weeks now. And to update this content, this year we introduced the connector in the Library installer. So now in the Library installer, so from the command manager, you will have access directly to the connector. Here, for example, from Lamelo or the range from Lamelo. Just have to select it. Okay, click on download, and directly here SWOOD ask you if you want to import it into your library. And directly by clicking yes, you will have access directly in your library. Something new too, here it's from this library. When you select the connector you just import, this connector is locked. But if you want to customize it, you just have to copy it, duplicate it, and you will be able to modify it. And then, again, as the other content in the Library installer, that's something ready to use. Just have to click right, insert a connector, select the interference where you want to insert this connector, choose the parameter you want, and directly validate to have access to the real shape and the reference you want to send to the supplier, etc., etc. Let's continue with the panel management enhancement. So again, as a reminder, we introduced in SWOOD 2020 the panel manager. The panel manager is the way to add some SWOOD data on CAD file. So this CAD file can be a SolidWorks only project. So it can be, for example, a project you create before having SWOOD to manage the legacy. It can be also a project, multi-body project you just export into assembly and part project. It can be also, I don't know, an import file from a customer, from a subcontractor, or I don't know, a step file. Because it's just, let's say, a 3D file without SWOOD features, the panel management is the ability to import some SWOOD data on this CAD file. So now let's see how it works. So first here I'm going to just insert a step file. And the first thing I'm going to say that, as you know, it's not always well oriented. So first thing I'm going to use the algorithm to reorientate everything. So that's something, let's say, standard with the panel manager. Then I want to apply the material according to a different thickness. So I can filter the thickness thanks to the conditional filter. Here to apply the right material for the right panel. You can also find the material you want very easily thanks to the conditional filter in the material library. Here, for example, by adding, I don't know, some glass. As you know, you can manage any kind of material in the SWOOD libraries. Then I want to insert a material, but this thickness is not exactly the same thickness of the material. Now it's possible to just overwrite it and apply it. As you know, sometimes when we import a part, it's not exactly the right thickness, so that's fine. You will be able to overwrite it. The third part is the possibility to change the panel finition by changing here, for example, the grain direction. To be sure all the front will be on the same direction. And the last part we add, that's the main enhancement of the panel manager, is the possibility directly from the SolidWorks interface to use the cam copy. So directly, here's again filter the panel you want to apply a cam strategy. And here, by using a default cam template or specify the one you want, you can just set it and directly apply here the template to each panel. So now all the panel can be just a mill as you want. As you can see, if I just open this one and I just have to rebuild the parameter, rebuild the program, because SWOOD is based on shape recognition. Yeah, everything is already done. So now from the import file or from a CAD file, you will have access directly to the full process from the design to the manufacturing and ready to be sent to the report, etc. That's it for the design part. Please let us know in the comment section which enhancement will be the most useful for you, and let's jump to the manufacturing side. About the manufacturing side, we already talked about it, but the first thing we enhance is the SWOOD tools. So as a reminder, we introduced the two tools, the cam copy and the tool synchro, in SWOOD 2020. A cam copy is the ability to add or modify a cam template for an entire project or folder. So from a source file, so from the strategy you already set up, you can just change, so add or modify some target file. The tool synchro is the possibility to create or update the SWOOD tools library, so from a file or from the CNC controller. So in SWOOD 2025, how to access to the cam copy from the command manager or from tool SWOOD. And the two main features, the first is the copy. It's from a source file, just copy all the strategy to a target assembly. It will target all the relate part. Or you can also set up a list of target parts, or select a folder and it will automatically select all the SLD PRT file. The other mode is the duplication. So it's the possibility from a nesting project to duplicate all the nesting phase, all the nesting sheets to another post-processor. So if you have multiple CNC, it can be very useful to just duplicate everything. The tool synchro now, that's the same. How to access to it, it's either from the command manager or from tool SWOOD. And the main features, as said, is to create or update the SWOOD tools library. So from a file, so from an XML template or CSV file, and also from a CNC controller, so WoodWop, BSolid, BSWorks, Maestro, MasterWood, Ops, ImaWop. We also enhance this tool by adding the possibility to just update selected parameter and not all the parameter of the tool. And to continue about the tool parameter, we create two new parameters of the tool, the entry and exit machining speed. So what there are is the possibility to just have specific speed, specific feed rate when you enter in the matter. So as you can see here, when the tool go in the matter, to avoid some wood splinter when you go in the wood or go out the wood. So by this way, you will be able to just control as precisely as you want all the speed of your tool. Sometimes it's not possible in the CNC interface, so it will be now possible in a SWOOD interface. Let's continue with the 3D finishing enhancement. So last year we introduced the 3D finishing. So it's the ability to just select from a user-friendly interface, select surfaces you want to mill, and some surfaces you want to avoid, you want to protect. You have a lot of different milling options. We already saw last week, and you have all the documentation in the software to have access to all the parameters. And this year, we release a new option with 5 new tilting types. These tilting types will help you to have better machining as possible, and by using also the tool with the right angle. set if you want to use the tool from the bottom, from the edge, with the right cutting length, etc., and especially the right angle. So as before, here now I'm going to just create a new 3D finishing operation on this part. I'm just clicking on the 3D finishing, selecting them, the surface I want to mill. Then I have access to all the parameters I want. If I want, for example, to set up the angle of the tool I want by using the new tilting types. And here, as you can see, it's not possible to cut from the top the surface I select. So by using the undercut option, I'm now able to mill it. And I'm also able to set a clearing parameter to be sure the tool go to the clearance distance and be sure it's not going to have a collision with, between the part and my tool. So as you can see now, I'm going to just simulate everything to see the result. Let's continue with the flip management in nesting. So it's the ability to just flip an entire sheet that need to be milled on the top and on the bottom. So here from the 3 project, automatically SWOOD will detect the part that need to be flipped. You can readjust the list if needed. And then, according to different parameters, so the offset of the scoring distance, the flip direction, and the corner where the scoring, automatically all the sheet where a part need to be flipped, all the sheet will be flipped. But you have also the possibility to group as much as possible all this flipped part together to be able, from this example, switch from 3 sheets to be flipped to a single one. And as you can see, it will group all the flip part in the single sheet. And once you validate for this first sheet, it will create 2 phases, one for the top and one for the bottom. And as you can see here, during the simulation with material removal, first it creates the blind operation, and in the second phase it will create all the go-through operation and also the blind for the bottom phase. So let's continue with the nesting. So now I have a possibility to nest from a CSV. So here, for example, from the system report, you know that you can set up some CSV export. And by using just the path and the quantity from a project or from multiple projects, you will be able to just import this CSV into the nesting interface to set up the source of the nesting project you are currently doing. So by selecting one or multiple CSV, it will import all the parts and automatically create the project with all the right quantity, etc. And by just rebuilding, here the result is already done. So just in few clicks from the report, and you will see it after, how you will have access to this report in the workshop or in the production management office. You will be able to just export all the CSV you want, and in few clicks have access to the entire nesting project. That's it for the manufacturing part. Hope you enjoy this new enhancement. So please let us know which one you are too excited to use in the chat. And let's finish this presentation by see the automate enhancements. So first, about the system report general enhancement. Last year we introduced the SWOOD in the SWOOD 2024 this new tool. This new tool has 2 main parts. The first is the data export. So we export by default all the SWOOD data project and SolidWorks data related to a specific project directly with multiple level of data, with part, panels, material, hardware, program, material, etc. And you also have access to a project report history. And then from this data, you have a possibility to just customize the view according to your needs by hide or show some data level, some filter some data, create a new variable, display this variable, and export everything in CSV, and choose some print view, etc. And in SWOOD 2025, we enhance the two parts. First, the data export. The first thing that we stabilize the SWR format. That's the file we create when we generate a new report. Then we also create a standalone viewer. You will see it after why we don't use the web browser anymore. We also make the data file as light as possible. So now it just takes milliseconds to create it. So it collects all the information as usual, but for the document creation, it just takes milliseconds. And we also improve the cutting pattern and the board estimation. About the customized view, we add a button to open the folder and the document directly from this interface. So for all the 2D drawing, all the also e-drawing, and directly them access to all this document and download it. You also have access to all the data level as usual. We also put a specific option to group by variable. So I have here, for example, the possibility to group all the hardware by supplier, or group all the panel by frame, etc., etc. We also add a calculation line to set the sum, the count, an average, the mean, the max, etc. We also improve the settings, the print settings. So it's quite easy now to just set it print in PDF. And all these parameters you are used to use, all the column, all the view, etc., you will be able to save it as a profile. And this profile, so the level you want to show, the view, the column, etc., just share it to another computer. So easily access to different profile according to specific services, a specific designer, or I don't know, a specific project, why not? So now we are good to export the data, we are good to have different view. Now it's how to share this data to everyone within the company. So the first thing that we introduce the SWOOD server report. With this SWOOD server report, when you activate it, you will be able to set up the folder where you want to save this report. And you will be able to then share this report and share the profile. So from the report viewer, you just have to select the project you want, share to server, and directly now this report is shared to everyone within the company. So just to sum up that, here with this SWOOD server report, you have the ability to share the project, share also the profile views. So anyone in the same company network have access with just a link without installing something, have access to the different projects and to the different view. So here, for example, the guy in the purchase service have access to just the view interesting for him. So here, for example, the material list, the hardware list, just the summary page with all the material, summary, etc. for each project. And you can send all this data to different services. For example, the CNC operator can have another interest, all the barcode program list, all the tooling list, the label to print, view of the nesting sheet. You can, I don't know, imagine to have a workshop, a tablet, to have access to the 2D drawing, to the 3D drawing. You can also have another computer to just have access to the number of tools we use. I don't know. It's up to you. It's up to your need. You will be able to set all the profile you want and and share all the project you just validate. If someone doesn't have access to the network, that's fine. We also introduce the way to just download the project, create a SWRZ file. This is a compressed file, and this file you can send it to the to the computer that don't have SWOOD and doesn't have the same company network, and directly by just installing the report viewer have access to all the same data and also the same profile. And you can download this report viewer directly from the FICAD website. So that's it for the automate part. We did a lot of enhancement about the system report. Please let us know what do you think about this new enhancement, but now we can generate very easily the data and export all this data very easily to anyone in the company. So hope you will enjoy it. That's also the end of this presentation.